right, man. You said your name's Lane?
Yep.
All right, you said you go to here to school at Wayne State?
Right.
Can I ask you what you're studying?
Yes.
What?
So what am I studying?
Yeah.
Basic design. I'm a graphic design major.
Graphic design major? Cool. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how open-minded would you say you are?
Scale of 1 to 10, I believe a 9.
9? All right, cool. Do you think you should look at both sides in an argument before you make a decision on something?
Yes.
All right. Do you trust your senses?
Yes.
Do you trust the government?
No.
Well, do you think the majority is always right?
No.
All right. How do you believe everything came to be? Do you believe like creationism? Do you believe in Big Bang, or you don't really have a belief in it?
Could you restate that one?
How do you think like everything came to be? Do you believe in like creationism, like higher power? Do you believe in like the Big Bang, or do you just not have a belief in it?
I believe in a higher power.
All right, cool. What would be your definition of science?
Science. I don't know.
Say, how about this? Would you say it should be observable, measurable, testable, and repeatable?
Yes, it should.
All right. Do you think science should ever be a closed book?
No.
No. To you, what's the difference between a belief and a knowing?
A belief in a knowing.
A belief and a knowing.
In a knowing.
And a knowing.
Okay. Belief is something that you believe in your heart, and knowing is like fact.
There's two entities here talking right now as a knowing, basically.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, here's the big question. What shape do you think the Earth is, man? Do you think it's flat? Do you believe it's an oblate spheroid? Do you believe it's without form, or do you believe it's some other type of shape?
I think it's round from what the government and stuff's telling us, so maybe that's not true, but I believe round.
You believe it's round?
Yeah.
Can I ask you why?
From what we've been shown as kids and what we've been taught, that's what they said. It might not be true. It's like they say it's not aliens, and now they're saying it is, so you never know.
Oh, that's a good old mind to have. You know anything about fluid dynamics?
Fluid dynamics?
Like the liquid, how water behaves?
No, I don't.
All right, would you agree with this? It's 1,000,000% fact that any liquid will take the shape of its container and level out.
Could you say that one more time?
Any liquid, water, will take the shape of its container and level out 100,000,000% of the time. Like you pour it in a cup, pour it in a pool, pour it in a lake. Does water always take the shape of its container?
Yeah.
The Earth's covered in over 72% water. How could it be an oblate spheroid then?
So you're saying if it's water like all around the Earth, why isn't it like falling off Earth or something?
I'm not saying why it's falling. I'm saying water has to bend and hold form for it to be a globular Earth, right? I mean, if you believe in the heliocentric model, water's bending and holding form. Would you agree or not? If you look at the globe and they show you it on TV, it's showing water and bending and holding form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen it do that before?
No.
No?
I haven't really looked at the Earth like.
I ain't seen it from space,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
All right. Do you think we breathe the same stuff in space?
No.
No. Like, all right. They tell us space is a vacuum. It's as close as we can get to like a pressurized environment, a negative pressure system. It's not quite a perfect negative pressure system, but it's as close as we can get. So again, we live in a positive pressure system. They say space is like a negative pressure system. I go to science again, just like science tells me water can't conform in our reality to the exterior of a shape. I go to science again, and it tells me, how is our atmosphere adjacent to the vacuum of space with no solid barrier? Could you give me an example of two opposing pressure systems existing side by side without a solid separation?
Oh no, that sounds pretty very intellectual. Honestly, no, I can't right now. Not off the top of my head. No.
I've done a bunch of these. No one gave me a practical example, man, so don't feel bad about it. I can't give you one, that's for sure. Do you know the difference between eclipses?
Eclipses,
like a solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. You know the difference?
No, I don't. I've heard of a solar eclipse though.
A solar eclipse is when the moon goes in front of the sun. You can see that. And then what they tell us, a lunar eclipse is basically, can you face me and hold your hands out facing me? Like out both ways? Just hold out like this, how I got my hands?
Like this?
Yeah, like that. So let's say the Earth's in between your hands. Can you face me while you do that? We're going to say the Earth's in between your hands. Let's say the sun's on one side and the moon's on the other. Mainstream science is going to tell you when it's dark, the moon will get eclipsed by the Earth. That they say it's the Earth's shadow, all right? Coming across. They say it's the sun hitting the Earth and it's still in the Earth's shadow. And it's always a round surface on the lunar eclipse.
Right.
But it's also the sun's on the other side of it. Would you agree with me the sun's round?
That the sun's round?
Would you say the sun's round?
Yeah.
So would you be able to disprove that it's actually the sun blocking out the moon from that side?
Could you disprove it?
Could you disprove it?
No, not unless you're looking at it. No, I don't believe so.
No? All right. Have you ever heard the star Polaris before?
No.
It's the North Star. What I like to say, it's right in the very middle of it. It's the only star that's stationary up there. It's right above the North Pole.
Yeah.
I like to say, you seen the movie The Matrix before or anything?
Yeah, I've seen like a little bit of it.
I can't think we're living like Matrix, like a realm without form or something. But it's a fact. You can look at the North Star time lapse, and the stars do perfect geocentric circles around the North Star. So would you be able to disprove that? And the North Star kind of vibrates back and forth, but it don't move. Would you be able to disprove that everything spinning around is causing a Coriolis effect? The moon would push the tides, the sun would contract the tides. They say if you shoot a bullet west when the sun's there, it's going to dip down. I say that's based off a false action. If you shoot a bullet west from the moon there, it'll bounce up. And the lunar eclipse is the sun blocking out the moon. Would you be able to disprove it?
No, I wouldn't.
You know what a logical fallacy is?
No, I
Well,
don't.
at least in this terms, I'm going to give you an example. If we were at a tennis court right now and I put a bunch of tennis balls on the ground right now, would that make the tennis court a round ball?
No.
So just because we see a bunch of circles in the sky, would that make the Earth a round ball?
No.
All right. So would you say? I mean, you already kind of said you're open to, possibly not. So would you say it's a belief or a knowing that the Earth's a round ball?
Belief.
Belief? Yeah, I can't argue with it, man. All right. Thanks a lot for the interview. I appreciate it, man.